To improve listening skill, you must catch the speed that native speakers speak naturally in common environment. Speed is matter. Why the speed is matter? And then when you think and you learn foreign language, you want to communicate with the languages, with the people who speak the languages, and you want to involve in any time, and you want to talk with them properly with good pronunciation. There's some normal speaking environment is the normal speed of speaking in any language. Basically, the human-based language is a little bit different each country, but normally I think 200 words a minute. This speed is the standard in every languages. For example, in Korean as well. But I'm speaking here in English version, so let's talk in English. And in English as well, and then the same. Maybe let's make a sentence, a little bit long sentence with 10 words. I think with the 10 words and 3 seconds is enough. That means we can tell 20 sentences a minute. For example, a minute and then 60 seconds. And then we can talk the meaningful conversation between two people because each person can 10 sentences each other randomly and then common languages. So if we make a conversation with a topic or a situation and then go with the conversation enough, just a normal life thing. When we on the way to the home and we meet a friend or a neighbor, and then we say about something, and then about some tourist thing, I can make a question. Let's guess when I meet my friend on the street, and then I can say it like that. What are you going to do this weekend? Can you play with us? Then I say like this, what are you going to do this weekend? And then can you play with us? Then this is about 2 sentences, and then just normal talking about, I think that's a little bit 10 sentences. So, and then the friend said, sorry, I don't have time. I should go to my grandfather's house. Then that's like this conversation go on. The the speed is the matter. You know, I'm uh, I'm not native speaker in English. Just I give a model how the people say that. I think the native speakers faster than me, and also the pronunciation is better than me. And so and this. I've been using English for many years, so I'm a little familiar with it. And also, it might be English is my second language. That means I can listen a little bit more than 80%. I can catch up. So the listening is not matter anymore because I train many years. Then I can listen and speak as well. Pronunciation, so. And then I would like to improve by reviewing that language program. Then I do do language program uh, improve the how to learn, how to teach it by doing online language exchanges with the language partners. So and yes, it might be the speed is matters. And now let's talk about listening, speaking, pronunciation. First, how can we catch the speed? 200 a minute is quite fast. Um, can we success in listening at short time? Can we success in listening at a short time? If we know about enough vocabulary, frequently used sentences, and many topics, yeah, it might be possible. It depends on how much we know. But normally, the beginners to intermediate, we need to still struggle the building vocabulary. Also, not familiar with the frequently used sentence, and the repetition is absolutely not enough. So, and then basically our level is lower, the intermediate level or the beginner's level. Then and still, yeah, listening is challengeable. Still, listening is challengeable. So, and then should know about that. We cannot catch up the listening skills without basic terms, basic background or environment and ability. So, what's a strategy to listen well? There are two. Just to listen, to be familiar with the speed, and then catching the sound or the pattern of speaking, and then focusing on listening, and then with the sound. Then and then try to remember what we listen. And then after that, after listening, practice and then try to speaking without text. This is very important, I think. Yeah, without text, focusing on listening and speaking. By doing that, we can improve the pronunciation because spoken-based language is a real communication. In real communication, mostly the people don't speak the foreign language because they are not familiar with in spoken-based language. They depend on text too much. They depend on words, phrases, sentences in the book, in the reference book, and then so on. Mostly they read, remember, study, and they don't use it. So, and then by doing that, and then when they use the real situation to communicate with the local people or native speakers, and they try to remind what they learn. But we should know that when we speak, it's a little bit unconsciously, but at the same time, and we react just like our body languages. You know, some the flying to our eye, we close our eyes quickly. This is stimulation and the reaction. Yeah, language is the same. The language, we don't have a moment to think. We just speak. So, and then repetition and very important. Familiar with important. Familiarization important. Then and we should know about that. We focus on listening and speaking without texting. And only spoken based, we try to. For example, we listen to the drama, film, without subtitle, and then we enjoy songs. And then someone who like the culture, and then they successfully, and they can communicate with the people in very good pronunciation because they don't depend on texting. They enjoy the drama, movies, songs. By doing that, they communicate they have build up the sound. They enjoy the sound. The knowing about that, when we learn foreign language, we should know one thing. We must fascinated in the sound of the language. Some people who do speak, because that is the best way. If you don't like or are not attracted with the sound, Yeah, and you don't follow up, you don't focus on the sound. By doing that, and then you just dig in the text, the book, and then you try to read it. Yeah, it's possible to you can study with like this and then, but in my opinion, uh, I think you'd better come from be familiar with the sound and also the pan of the sound of maybe sometimes you can think, oh, it's very fast and then very weird and then I'm not familiar with the sound. I don't follow then what they speak. But this is not good stance. Then good stance is to, oh, that's quite interesting. I like speaking, and then there's people, native speakers speak the style. Oh, quite interesting. You say the word like this, and I follow up, and then I try to say to you. Yeah. Nowadays, I learn Vietnamese, I teach Korean, and then I learn Vietnamese, focusing on speaking and listening. And then I try to send the voice messages to my friends in SNS, on SNS. Then I found out Jalo, and then Jalo is the famous SNS messenger, like KakaoTalk in Korea. The KakaoTalk in Korea, Jalo is just like KakaoTalk in Vietnam. So and then Jalo has the voice to text function. Nowadays, I found out that is very useful because I can send the voice messages. So at the same time, I can check out my pronunciation. So if my pronunciation is okay, maybe my friends can understand what I'm talking. But I'll check the message, the text, and then mostly the 60% is not correct. So I can send the text message to proofread it or fix the meaning of what I'm talking and then send it again. So I can think Jalo is good for to improving and speaking and listening, and it's a good platform for learning as well. I think so. Now I talk about voice typing is not failed. I don't know why. And okay, so I copy this. In English, my content of we should catch up the speed of native speakers when we improving listening, speaking, and pronunciation after proofreading with using voice is nowadays very important. And then long time, and people focused on the voice communication, but now and then the era of computer and then text is quite important because on the internet information almost text. Now also same all the information based in text, but with AI aging and then voice is also quite important now. Uh, just like ChatGPT, and then I give voice, and it successfully um, cognition the any languages. I use Korean, English, Vietnamese. Vietnamese is problem because I don't properly successful with the order, but Korean and English is okay. If I improve the speaking skill in Vietnamese, I might can make good content uh, from AI ChatGPT about Vietnamese content. Even though I use some content that I produced is not correct in many ways, but I mixed in with the news. I mixed two more contents which are correct. Then and AI can figure out what the data say. Yeah, what the data say. That is simple. Here is a clear and polished version of your message, organized into sections with improved grammar, vocabulary, and growth, while preserving your original intent and idea. Improve listening, speaking, pronunciation by catching up with native speed. Truly improve your listening, speaking, and pronouncing in a foreign language is important to catch up with the natural speaking speed of native speakers. When native speakers talk, they usually speak at a natural pace, around 200 words per minute in English, Korean, and many other languages. This is the normal rhythm of real life communication. If we want to understand and join conversation, we need to get used to that speed instead of expecting others to slow down for us. Why speed matters? When you are trying to communicate in a foreign language, speed matters because real communication doesn't happen word by word with words. Native speakers don't pause to explain or slow down in their life. If you're confused on translating or recalling vocabulary word for word, you fall behind. Your goal is natural, real-time communication, especially with native speakers. Then matching their speed becomes crucial, not just for listening them, but also for expressing yourself smoothly. How to train yourself and get used to natural speed, listen to pocket, drama, and real conversation without subtitles. Focus on the rhythm, pattern, and intonation of native speech. Practice without relying on text. And don't always read the script while listening or speaking. Try to repeat what you hear without fully understanding everything at first. Speak out loud and train your mouth and the ears to work together. Use a short, clear conversation. For example, what are you going to do this weekend? Now, sorry, I don't have time. I'm visiting my grandfather. These short exchanges reflect real speed and real tone. Record and check your pronunciation. Use apps with voice to text feature like KakaoTalk or Messenger. Send voice message to friends, then check the text transcription to see how accurately your pronunciation is being recognized. If the app misunderstands your voice, that's a sign to work on your clarity. Why many learners struggle? Language learners focus too much on memorizing vocabulary, reading textbooks, studying grammar rules. This is helpful, but not enough. The real spoken language is fast, unpredictable, and emotionally rich. If you are not familiar with the spoken language pattern, you'll find it hard to keep up. Round four, text like. Welcome. Language is not just the text, but sound. And if you don't love the sound of the language, it's very hard to master it. Many people struggle because they are not passionate about how the language sounds. They study from books, but they don't enjoy the rhythm, music, or flow of speech. If you enjoy listening to drama or movies, singing along with the songs, mimicking accents, you are naturally training your listening and pronunciation. You're not just learning about the language you are living. Final thought. Listening and speaking go together. They are two-way processes. Don't overthink every sentence. Speak naturally, just like how you react when something suddenly flies into your eyes. Instinctive. The more you listen, mimic, and speak out loud, the faster your speaking and listening will improve. Most importantly, enjoy the process, speak bravely, make mistakes, and learn through real conversation. Okay, today I talked about the speed of native speaker. It's important to getting involved in natural communication. The end.